Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
Hi there, welcome to Masters of Business. I'm Helen Mac, and today I'm really excited to be sharing with you how to create self-motivated teams. So I'm absolutely passionate about the fact that for many people, work is a punishment. And I just don't think it should be that way. As business owners and leaders and entrepreneurs, I believe we all have a responsibility to create business places where people don't have a thank God it's Friday attitude, they have a thank God it's Monday attitude. They turn up wanting to do their best. And for a lot of business owners, that's a big challenge. So my passion for the last couple of decades has been, how do I help business owners create teams that help them achieve what they really want to? So that's what I want to share with you today. My belief is that work really isn't working for lots of people. That includes the people who own the businesses and the people who work in them. I'm fortunate enough not to have to travel on public transport very often, but when I do in the mornings on the way to a job or to work, one of the things that I'm most distressed or depressed by are the number of people, I call them the grey-faced army. They've got up in the morning, they've put on their grey suit and they've grabbed their briefcase and they're sitting in whatever public transport they're taking to work, and you can just see that they've got their body is there, but their spirit and sometimes their mind is kind of at home, carefully put away in a box, protected until they come back from work later on that day. People who count down the days till the end of the week. People who on Monday are starting to think about the fact that they've got 5 more days until they get to the end of the week. Those sorts of people are not helping you get the best possible outcome from your business. And given that all business owners and leaders and entrepreneurs put both their heart and soul as well as their money and their effort into their businesses every day, we have to create a scenario where work is starting to work for all of the people in your team. It needs to not be so much hard work for you to get your teams to do the things that you need them to do. And the thing is that disengaged employees are costing businesses lots and lots of money. I believe that it's not actually absenteeism that's the problem, it's presenteeism. People who turn up and then don't really do their best. People who turn up and drain their managers or their owners of the businesses of every essence of their life being by simply not wanting to do what they know how to do, but they don't necessarily take the choice of doing it to the best of their ability on a daily basis. It's a very expensive problem, and I think we need to fix it. Because in my experience, we really do have a challenge, particularly around this idea of disengagement. So there's lots of research, lots of conversations at the moment about engagement and employee engagement and engaged employees. The surveys are telling a very sad story around what's happening in business with their employees. So let's have a look at what the numbers say and how they stack up. 69% of employees report that lack of engagement is an issue for them at their place of work. That's nearly 3/4 of people are saying there's something wrong in our workplace. That's the ones who admit it. So if 69% of employees are reporting that, imagine how many of them are just maybe too afraid to report it or don't want to say anything or have never been asked. So that's a pretty sad statistic. We have an even bigger problem with millennials, with the newest group of employees who are coming in. Their problem is that they're saying that their skills aren't being utilised. They're being treated as young and inexperienced, and 28% of them are saying that they feel completely underutilised, that they have opportunities and skills and interests that are not being tapped. To me, that's like having a gold mine and never digging a hole. There's all kinds of opportunities in your business to tap into those young, enthusiastic individuals if you give them a little bit more of a chance. One of the biggest challenges, and part of what we're going to be talking about today, is that managers who are not doing a good job with their employees are a big part of the problem. So 80% And these are surveys by Forbes magazine, Harvard Business Review, Gallup organisation. So, you know, people who do these things with a great degree of seriousness. 80% of employees who are dissatisfied with their direct manager are also disengaged. Again, that's very sad. And other surveys suggest that the main reason why people leave businesses is not the job, it's the manager. So if you have a team that you're not helping to get the best out of themselves and communicate or deliver the best to the organisation, it might be you that's pushing them away if you're losing your people, if people are leaving your organisation. Labour turnover is a big issue, very expensive for businesses if you're losing team members. And really sadly, 18% of managers, only 18% of managers demonstrate a good level, a high level of people management skills. What does that say about the people who are supposed to be looking after people? Now, one of the challenges around that is that for many managers, they weren't taught how to manage. In a lot of the businesses that I work with, the manager is the person who hung around the longest, the person who did well as an individual contributor. They stayed around long enough, everyone else left, and you're the manager. Really? Okay, I'll do my best. Not a great way to be introduced to one of the most important jobs in any business. And similarly, a lot of business owners are business owners because they're passionate about their product or they're excited about their service. We as business owners really need to think about, what do I need to do as a manager of my people, as a leader of my people, to create the best outcome for them and by definition, therefore, the best outcome for us. If you don't have the skills or if you kind of fell into business ownership, this is an area that you really need to work on. And you're in a great place to do that. So the challenge for all of the business owners that I know is overload. So much to do, so many things that need to be done on a daily basis, so many projects, so many opportunities, that most business owners are overstressed, under-resourced, and what they're finding is that they're relying on their teams to get things done. They're handing over the responsibility and then they're finding out that it's not happening. So overstressed, under-resourced, stretched to the limit means that it's going to be a problem for you to be able to grow. You can't grow if you have to do everything. And if you give a task to your team members and it doesn't happen, and you have to do it anyway, that's like triple the time has been wasted. So our conversation today is about how do you switch on your team members? How do you get them to choose to turn up to work, to choose to bring their best selves, to be the best they possibly can be at your place of employment every day, without you having to be the one who's pushing and driving and carrots and rewards and all of that sort of thing. It has to be easier than that. The good news is that if you implement some of these things and you build engagement in your organisation, then that pays off. There are a number of different business benefits that have been proven to be driven by engaged employees. The first is that the average profitability for organisations with engaged employees is 12% higher. So how do you feel about having a 10%, 12% improvement in your profitability just by getting your people switched on and connected with your organisation? The great news is it's not difficult. This is not something that you have to study for ages. It's brain surgery, rocket science, all that sort of thing. These are simple things. The challenge is that most of the things I'm going to tell you are actually common sense. What I've discovered in my years of working in this area is common sense is not all that common. The things that we say that we know to be regular, this is what we should do, are not necessarily the things that we do on a daily basis. Think about things like we know that we should exercise. We know that we should eat a balanced diet. We know that we should drink lots of water to flush our systems. Do we do that? Do you? Each day? Most business owners don't. They know those things are common sense, but they don't do them. Similarly, the things that we need to do on a daily basis to get our teams motivated to drive themselves to the results that we want them to achieve are a bit common sense. We know what they are, we don't necessarily do them. So my opportunity today is to hopefully give you a few little tips and hints to make that easier for you. So as well as the additional profitability, 79% of highly engaged employees have confidence in their leadership. And that's, as a business owner, leader, entrepreneur, that's what you need. You need people that are working for you who have confidence in you, and with that confidence can step up, can maximise the opportunity of the business, and can get the best possible outcome for themselves, for your customers, and for you. So what we need to make sure we're looking at is what are the things that we can do to engage our employees so they have confidence in us and in our businesses. And the other lovely statistic in this area is that 60% of valued employees who feel like they are a valued member of a team, feel that they want to do their best. Now, wouldn't that be great if all of your employees every day turned up wanting to do their best all day, throughout the whole of the day, throughout the whole of the week? So there are some basic steps that we can use, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. The first piece is what I call you need to preach to the choir. Now, what that means is you need to make sure that you've got the right people on board. When I'm working with people on their recruitment processes, what I talk to them about is making sure that you're not just recruiting to a job description. Actually, if I take it back a step, make sure that you are recruiting to a job description, make sure that you actually have written out what you expect the person to do, but that's only part of the puzzle. To get the right people on board, you need to also make sure that you have a person description, an attitude description, a behaviour description.
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.